All right. What is this? Link thing. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started here. How's everybody doing today? Midday stream again. It's Friday, so the weekend is coming. And today I am working on an internal app. And you know what? While I'm at it, I might update the commands thing in order to make them work for today. All right, so contest, and then we have this working. All right, so working today. I am working on an internal app called Hestia. It is being used. It is used by engineers in order to mutate and generate infrastructure for their code. All right, so this is that. And we have YouTube, we have uptime. All right, cool. So I think that's that in terms of what we need for commands, at least. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get started. In terms of like things that I want to do today. So I want to add a login screen. We use auth0 for login. So we need to integrate the lock into the app. All right, so when you are logged out, you will see the login screen. When you once you log in, we store your token in local storage, and you can see the other parts of the application. All right, so that's that. And the second thing we need to do is to add the queue manager section to the app. All right, so the queue manager is the part where you look at the messages in the queue, and you can also replay messages from the dead letter queues to the correct ones. All right, so we can actually put this in a gist. I think actually put it in a gist is not such a bad idea. So we'll do to do for what date are we on? So we are on October 6th. So 10/06, 2017. And let's create a public gist for this, and let's add that to Nightbot as well. All right. Let's add a new command called to do, and we'll put that here. Excuse me. All right. So we can see to do. All right. So we have to do. Great. All right. So let's go ahead and start implementing the auth0 lock. And the auth0 lock is what we're going to use in order to log in. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. I don't know how many people we have online right now. Probably not many because we just started. When did I start? Like 5 minutes ago. 6 minutes ago. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So what I want to do is, why is this just dev dependencies? All right. So then npm add and -- save dev, and we need the auth0 lock. All right. So we have this auth0 lock, right? So now what we want is inside of our main.js, we want to check here. So basically check here if you are logged in or not. If you are logged in, we show you the app. If you are not logged in, we show you the login screen. Right, pretty sweet, pretty simple. All right. So where are we? What am I missing here? I'm missing an editor config. Yeah, I'm missing an editor config. Editor config JS. All right, so editor config JS. So let's put it here. Editor config. We put that, and indate is 4. Trim white space, end of line, editor config. All right, so now main.js. If I do that here, I should see 4. Great. So it also does that, which is great. And let's go ahead and add that as well. All right. So now, what I want is to check your local storage, right? So here, I'm going to do this. So create, where is the create React routes? React routes. So it's here in the render app. So render app. So render app, we have this environment, and then this, and then that. And here we have this. And I'm not sure this is going to be called ever again. So I might just need, so create React routes is here, React routes. So here we have this React routes, we have this one, and then we have this React root. So React root is create React root, which is this function here, which calls the Redux store and the Apollo client. And actually in here, I don't really need the Apollo client. I just need the Redux store. And I can remove the Apollo provider here. And I can actually remove all of these Apollo mentions as well. All right, so now what I'm not sure about here is whether this is going to be ever called, but we can, check that. Excuse me. Um, all right, cool. So we have this. If local storage dot get item ID token, right? And local storage dot get item expiry. Deckerman 6226, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Hope you enjoy the content, and I do hope you stick around. All right, so we have this here. Then what we do is we show you this. Right? Otherwise, so basically we have an else here. We show you something else. All right, and here we go to like a div class name, and here you will have a like login, and then login from here. All right. Deckerman6226 says on Twitch, let me show you that on screen. I'm a senior dev, also do lots of React. Cool. Where are you a developer at? Which company? If you want to share that. That's pretty cool. I love React, man. I've been doing React for the last 2 years. React is awesome. All right, so now let's actually exit here. And I want to do a new session here in Tmux, Hestia. And then I want to open that here. And then here we'll do this, and then npm start. All right. Oh, I see what's going on. All right, cool. So then here we'll have this in main.js. We'll have the return actually be here instead of there. And then this is going to go here, and this is going to go here. Else we're going to return this, right? And then put this here and this here, and we don't need that, and we don't need this, and we do need that. And I think this will compile, or at least it should. Then I can actually remove that as well. All right, well, lots of indentation errors here. Expected main.js line 15. Expected indentation, but found 8. Wait, so this should be 2? Yeah, so it seems like this should be 2. Well, this is weird. But I'm not getting one on 12. Oh, I see. So this entire thing should go inside. Hey, Pliny TV, how are you, mate? All right, so let's go ahead and do that again. Now I need to connect to the VPN for this to work, so let me do that real quick. I'm doing pretty well, thank you. I rode my bike this morning, and I took a fall. Nothing too crazy, but I'm like, I don't want to say I'm suffering, but I'm definitely uncomfortable. I have I don't know if you call it road rash because it was off road, but basically it's just chafing and um, you know, just uncomfortable, I guess. Um, all right, cool. So where are we now? So now we're at line 16. So line 16 strings. Oh, so this one is like use single quotes. So let's do single quotes here, and let's do single quote here. And now what? So line 17. So line 17 is the same thing with the expiry here and here. And then we are at line 30. So local storage is not defined. Local storage. What? Local storage is not defined. What? What do you mean local storage is not defined? Local storage, right? So then local storage is not defined. It definitely should be defined. And then local store rate. I see what's going on. Local storage. All right, and then curly brace does not appear to be in the same line. Oh, I see. So this is because it's this one here. So this one should go here, and this one should go here, I guess, and this should go at the end of here. Is that what you want? All right. So then we should be like in 2 errors now, 2 or 1. Open curly braces do not appear at the same control statement brace style. Okay. So expiry here. Should this be good? All right, now 28. So is this what we want here? Like else, like so. All right, we're getting somewhere else. Unnecessary else after return. Okay, so basically we just need this. We don't need that. We don't need that. We just need this. And then we need that. And here we just need that. All right. So now we should be good. All right, and we are. Expected space after return. All right, so it's space here. And then missing trailing comma. Where? Line 51. Line 51, missing a trailing comma. All right. 2 minutes to write the code and 5 minutes to make it pass. God. All right, so then localhost 9999. All right, so we have this login from here. So this is pretty good. And now if we go to inspect here, and we go to application, and we go to local storage. And can I add an item from here? All right, no, local storage. How do I add an item to local storage? Local storage store object. All right, so local storage, how do I do it? Do I do set item? I see, set item. All right, so then let's do local expiry. Date time dot now. Date dot now. All right, date note now plus like 60, times 1,000. Or actually, let's do 600 times 1,000. All right, so then expiry equals to this. and then local storage dot set item expiry to expiry, and then local storage dot set item ID token to like something, whatever. All right. So now if I refresh, I should see the app. Great. So this looks good. And I can actually do this and then remove and then refresh, and I see the login. Awesome. So this is good and definitely good news, and it looks good as well. And what I want to do now is I want to add the login form to this. All right, so login container, let's add that. And then we're going to go to src modules core components. Wait, where is this? src modules core. Yeah, so then src modules core components. Why is this not giving me components? Components. Make dir -p src or app modules core components. And then we're going to create a login. And then we're going to create src app modules core components login. And then we're going to create a login container. All right. So, and then this is going to be a simple comp. Login container. It's going to just have React. We don't need React DOM here. And then we are going to create the login form here. So then here, this is going to be the login form. So then import login form from here, login form. And then let's create this, and this is going to be the login form.js. And it's going to be a simple, well, I don't know if it's going to be a simple comp yet, so let's see. All right, so then this is going to be a component. Comp index, no. Let's do presenter. So this is going to be a login form. And we don't need style, we don't need React DOM, we do need component here. So then this is going to be a login form. All right. And then here we'll do this and render the login form. All right, and then this is going to be, this is the login form. And if I go here to the main.js, I'm going to import the login container from app core components login, and then login container. And then here, instead of this div class name, we're going to render the login container when I can spell. All right, so now login form. Oh, I need to retab that. All right, because this is, everything is 2 tabs. So let's do here. Sorry, so let's go again. Let's do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then here, let's put 2 more. And I think this should fix this one. And then component should be written as pure function, React stateless. All right, but this is async Karuk. Thank you for the follow, much appreciated. I hope you enjoy the content, and I do hope you stick around. All right, so let's see. Someone asked a question on Twitch. Jarmahent is like, Kenso, answer this. He's commanding me. What is the worst case time complexity of the following algorithm? First, give a summation for the number of steps that the algorithm takes in terms of n. Theta notation to give a tight bound. Oh, then use theta notation to give a tight bound for the summation. Dude, I'm like, I have no idea. No idea. I'm like, I'm too stupid for this. Spence, yes. Still streaming tonight. Indeed. So yeah, it's big O notation, but I'm like, it's like way, it's like, what? I have no idea. Component should be written as pure function, prefer stateless, useless constructor, constructor here, so useless, all right, so useless, you're useless, fucking asshole. And then component should be written as pure, and then line 4. What? Missing space between the function parentheses here? What are you talking about? Oh, here. This one? And then this one probably? I have no idea. Missing space between function. I have no idea what you want. All right, so this is here. Oh, here? What? Is this really how you're supposed to do it? Oh, this is stupid. All right, and then line 3, component should be written. All right, cool. And then login container here. Let's retab this. So one here, and one here, and one here. And this should be good now. All right. Component. I've used Prettier before in the 2 days that I've used Atom, but I haven't used it in Vim.
Oh, yeah.
What? Who's that? Dude, Kavzak, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. Thank you. By the way, I shipped the thing to you. So you're supposed to get one of these. One of these, and you're supposed to get the thing. Come on, the board. Oh man, I'm fucking, yeah. So I sent you one of these, and this is like why the shipment was delayed. This cute thing, but I wanted to send you one as well. And it's not a teddy bear. It's a gopher. It's a gopher, and yeah, the Wacom. Exactly. So it's this, and look how cute this thing is. What? And it's actually like a. You can put your phone in this. So it's like this, and it sits on your desk. So it's pretty cool. All right. So I sent you that, and I sent you the Wacom. You're supposed to get it next week. And thank you for the subscription, man. Much appreciated. It's been your second month as a top tier subscriber. Much appreciated, dude. You've been such a great supporter of the stream. Much appreciated. All right, so then login container line 4. We're missing the return here, and we're missing the space here. This is so weird. This is like the first time. So what? When I don't need props, then I don't need that. What? All right. So here we have this, and we can actually do that here as well. So what? Should I render this as nothing? Yeah, I should. All right. So then here, simple comp. And then this is going to be a login form. And we can remove this. So now it's a pure function. And then here, this is the login form. And again, it's going to scream on tab. So let's tab this thing here. So now we should be green. Oh yeah, it's actually true. I don't really, yeah, that's true. Thank you for that. I'll definitely do that. Missing space, so space again here and space again here. And then props is defined but never used, so we can remove the props here. All right, but then actually the, well, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, so Spence asked about Prettier too. And I really haven't, or I have, I'm not sure. So let's do Prettier. Install this vim plug, assumes yarn, blah, blah, blah. Plug Prettier, do yarn install, vim plug. All right, so then, do I have Prettier? No, I don't. A Vim plugin wrapper for Prettier, pre-configured with custom default Prettier settings. By default, will auto format JavaScript, TypeScript, less CSS, blah blah blah. Post install. So this is what I want: Prettier, Vim Prettier. All right. So then here, let's go to like Vim and bundles.vim, and let's add Neo bundle. Neo bundle for Prettier, Vim Prettier. And then when I run Vim again, it will tell me to install, and I'm going to install it. And then if I go to main.js and I run Prettier, well, I don't have it yet, so I should have it now. Main.js. Now I have it. All right, so now when I run Prettier, ignored option config. You see, it's like it ruined my file. Prettier. Ignored unknown option. You see this? Config precedence. I mean, I don't know what that is. All right. So then here we'll have this, and then this is from the login form. Awesome. So now what? All right, so what do we want here? So let's create a service for the login. So src app modules core components login, and let's call the login service. And it's a login service. Yeah, it's just a function. All right. So here we're going to have an export function called login. And we're going to import the auth0 lock from auth0 lock, which we installed before. It's funny that you mention it. I actually fell off the bike today. So I did ride my bike today. And the thing is that Jarmahent is saying that I'm not on the bike enough, and he's right, because my hair is long. So when I'm on the bike, like a lot, 6 days a week, then I can't afford my hair getting so long. And I know it seems ridiculous, but my hair is like the longest that I'm used to right now. And because of the helmet, and I like to wear my hair really, really short, like almost, completely shaved off. So today I fell off the bike, and I'm all sore. I have anyway, I fell on my back, and then I hit it hard. So. Yeah. Fortunately, nothing is broken or severely hurt, but I'm going to feel it for a couple of days. Yeah, so today export function login. All right, so now we have this login. We have this auth0 lock, and all right, so I have a localization for the form. So let's create a localization for the form. So src app modules core components login, and let's have a lock.json here. So it's going to have this, and then we're going to have import lock from lock.json. And then I'm gonna copy the lock options. There's really not a lot of smartness in it. It's just like lock options. So I'm just gonna copy this. All right. And then we have this, and then we have that. And we're gonna import the load config from Twitch. Kemzak, Kensodev. My company just got into auth0 for a React Native app. Working pretty well, I must say. So we have no. I'm using I'm using their like lock. So they have two ways of authenticating. They have their like lock, which is the component, which is what I'm using here, and they have their like hosted page. So here specifically, I'm using their like widget. And on other platforms, on other like internal apps, I'm using their hosted page. And for me, coming from, all right, so I'm gonna invent the wheel time and time again. Then it's refreshing that configs that you know, they manage everything for you, which is pretty nice. So configs, app.config. We have this app. It's a config. So main.js, we have config. Where is the config here? We have the core webpack. So create webpack. That's not what I want. I want the app config, the env config. GraphQL origin. Who cares? I don't care about that. And then where is the config? Load. Let's see. So main.js here. We have the config. So then bootstrap, environment, and error logger. So bootstrap is bootstrap.run, and then environment. Environment is where? Environment and history is from the container. Container is app system container. App system container. All right, so in container we have config, probably. So we have config and we have environment. So we have this create bootstrap. Let me focus here. I need more space a little bit. So I'm not quite sure what this thing actually does. So let's go ahead and check it out. But before I actually go to check it out, what I want to do, because I want to access the config, what? Okay, 1 second. So we have config. We have this load config. But here it's different. Here I have this bootstrap and I have this Apollo client, which I can actually remove. So then create Apollo client and I can remove that. So inside factories we have this bootstrap and then environment. So environment, factories, environment. All right, so factory index. We have this bootstrap and we have this history. So bootstrap.js in the system. We have this constructor, we have this environment, and then we have this sequence. All right, and then we have the sequences promise. We have this Redux store. Let's remove this Apollo client as well. All right, so factory. So where does this fit in? All right, so app config path join app.config.json. Where is the config fit in? So we have this webpack thing, which I'm not really interested in. And here we have this create environment config. And then object.keys env-config map reduce. So we have this one. And it creates a map. And this is really the only place that I see that. So I see a system config here. Oh, I see. So here, config. I see that. I see that now. All right, so it's not in the webpack thing. It's in here. It's in here, and then in here, and then in here we have this config here. Config, and then it merges it here. Load local base environment config, merge config, and then query string dot parse location dot search. So it doesn't load it. It should load it from like HTTP. Well, now I'm getting an error. So let's see where the error is. What is the issue now? All right, so let's refresh. Cannot load property reducer. What? Oh, man. All right, let's see. Git checkout configs. Git checkout src app module system. And let's try and run it again now. Yeah, now it's working. All right. So if I go to the Redux, to the state, I have this system and I have this access token. And then I have this Apollo, which runs some data and then diagnostics, which is okay. One thing that I'm looking at, it should load. Yeah, so it does. It loads this common.json and this Urbino.json. And the thing is that they should be available to me somewhere. And I'm not sure where. And it's probably in this environment thing. So factories, index, which is where? So then here, root reducer. And then it's here, environment, and then config.force each, and then this, and then apply. Environment, and then load. Load. All right, so then it gets it. So the question is, how do I access it? It's in the root container. And the question is, how do I access it from the root container? Because it's not in the state. Yeah, it's not in the state. See what I'm saying? So if it's not in the state, how can I access it? All I have in the system is like access token. And it's definitely loading the config. So if I go here to like the application or sources, and I go here, is this the JS? It is. And I go to load local base environment or to load. So let's search for this. So here, object.define props, and then we have this .load local base environment. And then we have this load, which loads everything, and then applies .config with the config.data. So if I put a breakpoint here, when my browser wakes up. So where was I? Here. So here in config.data, I put a breakpoint. Yeah, and then I refresh. Where is the config? So config, what do I have here? So config is not. That's not what I want. Constructor, and then this .apply config. we have this apply and then merge config and local config. So where is this load getting called? Let's see. I'm not sure where this load is getting called. Well, it's definitely not here. So I don't care about anything here. I only care about like my main app. So then here we have this main. Here we have this environment.load. Environment.load and then bootstrap.run and then render app. Right? And then how do I access this environment? Function main. Yeah, it's part of the main container. So I have this error logger and I have this bootstrap. So where is environment, const environment and history, and then we have this container. And then we have the router, environment.public path, and then we have this history is the history. So here, let's do that. So let's search for this ID token. All right, so let's refresh here. And I don't need that anymore. Well, I'm not seeing that, and I should be here. So local storage.get item, and then base name environment. So yeah, there it is, history and container here. All right, so then let's refresh. And I should be getting environment, and then in environment I have auth0, and here I have domain, and I have this scope and client ID and everything that I need. So it's part of my main container. And what I'm thinking is maybe to pass it down to here. You know what I mean? And then should I do this? The closing bracket must be aligned. All right, this is so. All right, so now this is here, and then inside of the login container, what is that? What is that? Chinchi, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Hope you enjoy the content, and I hope to see you around. Hope you stick around. If you have questions, then feel free to let me know. All right, so then here, this is going to be props. And then here, this is going to be props to pass it down to the login form. Right, and then in the login form, here, I have this login form. And I have the login service. And in the login service, we need the environment. And so we're going to pass in the config. So the config is going to be passed in from here. And here we're going to pass it in. All right, so then here we're going to pass it in. Right, so then here and here. So we can move that on and move that. And then we have the lock. All right, so then this should actually be a component. So presenter here, and then here, this should actually be a component and not just simple one. So then here, this is going to be a login form, and then here this is going to be a login form. And in the constructor, we don't really need anything, but in component, man, so let's do that and this and this, and then here we're gonna do this, and then component did mount. Oh, I don't need the login form. I don't need the div. You're right. So 100% I don't need it. I'm gonna go back to fix it. So component, so login container. You're 100% right. I don't need this. So thank you for that. I definitely don't need that. So then we have the login form. And then in component did mount, I need to have a const lock equals to new login service, and then this dot props dot environment, right? And then lock dot show. Okay, and then I'm gonna copy. Basically, I'm copying from their documentation, so nothing too crazy here. So unauthenticated, I'm setting the ID token, I'm setting the expiry, and I'm setting the profile. And if not, then I return the error from here. And then here I have this ID equals to auth 0 login container, because that's what they want that to be. And I think that should be that. All right, so let's see. Well, no, we have compile errors. New login service. So here we have, sorry, so this should be login, and then this should be import login from login service. Right? All right, so then where are we? I don't need to namespace my local storage keys because this is a micro app. So where do I have this login service? Can't resolve configs. Oh, I see. So inside my login service, I don't need this. And now it should be good. And it isn't. Oh, we have. So what? I need to like put everything in order for my app to like render? That seems like wasteful. Prefer default export. Missing space before functional strings. Yes, my login container will do something except that, just not now. ES. Do I have ESLint here? npm install ES JS. Sorry about that. All right. So let's see what we have here. All right, so it should render now. I don't know why it's not rendering. What am I missing? So I have this login, and this returns a new lock. Right? And it returns the lock options. So everything here. Oh, it's this load config. So env is load config.environment. Config.auth0 env. Yes. So that's what I need. So env. All right. So let's see what we have here. So inside of our network, we have this Urbino, and we don't have that. We probably have that in common. We don't have that. So where do I have this environment? Urbino, we have this one, and then we have the common. Why do I care? No, login service was imported. It's here. Import login service. It is here. I think it's this one, load config thing. Yeah, so here, config.auth0. What is this? Auth0. Oh, I see. So this should be this one. So it should be just this. It should be just config.auth0.clientid. And then config.auth0.domain. And then this should go away. And then I have a dot here, so we can remove one dot. And still not liking it. Is this what's preventing me? I don't think so. Widget settings of undefined. Widget settings, scope, widget settings, auth params, scope. All right, so we have this Urbino, not it's common, auth0, and then this is scope. So config.auth0.scope. And I think that should be that. No, not yet. Come on. Widget settings. Yeah, but I don't have any more widget settings. Oh, I do. Logo. Logo. Theme. What? Who cares? This should be false, I think. What now? Allow sign up. Allow sign up. False. All right, come on. Scope of undefined. All right, so scope, so config. All right, so let's see this. So let's go to the sources here. And let's see config.auth0. Let's search for this here. All right, and let's go here and refresh. What's going on? Yeah, but I put a breakpoint. So refresh. So config. Yeah, I don't know why it's stopping in the wrong place. Config.auth0.scope. So what I want is here. Refresh. All right, now it's here. So config. Oh, I see. What? Oh. Oh. So login main.js here. So this should be not this. It should be just this. Oh, so stupid. Oh my god. All right, so let's refresh. And now it's looking like something that should be looking like something. Okay. But now why isn't it stopping in like the right place now? Config dot auth your dude like so like like such a noob, man. It's crazy. What? God, it's so embarrassing. It's like in front of 20 people. You know what I mean? All right, so here, great. All right, cool. Cool. So now here, rm-chef. Let's remove this, and then git add dash editor config, git add to do, git add src, git add package here, and then git commit, git checkout dash b feature, add login screen, git commit dash m login screen added to the app, git push origin feature add login screen. Okay. All right. So I think I lost like 5 viewers on that bullshit. At least. You know what I mean? Now it's looking good. Now it's looking good. Why isn't it browsing? No, auth 0. Well, I think it is. I think it is for like some usage, and just not for others. It's basically probably a freemium. They probably have a freemium type of model. We pay them, but yeah. All right. I need to drink a little bit now. All right. So, how are you all doing, by the way? It's been quite a while since I've done this day streams. How are you guys? How have you been doing? I now understand why. I think I understand why my why this is like not showing up correctly. It's because I think it's because of the green screen, which is not on right now. So I think it's just like expecting a green screen, so it's still like showing that up. Oh, it's a nice stream. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. All right. So let's see one thing here. Cutter template is definitely going to be open sourced. The first version is private, but once we have it approved, I think we can safely open source it. The license here is the license that will go into the package.json and not the actual repo license. It's confusing. Once this is open source, we can add a license file, which we usually do either MIT or Apache 2.0, both of which are pretty free. All right. So here, so this is a comment on something I worked on yesterday. Cool. And then let's go here. Why is this not pushing, man? It's crazy. I don't know why. It's not pushing. All right. Why isn't it pushing? Man, git push origin feature add login screen. Let's do git browse. Maybe it's pushed and then it's just like acting weird. No, it isn't. Git browse. It's not. Git push origin feature add login screen. All right. So let's open it up a little bit. How many people do we have online right now? I think we have 20 people online. So people that are online right now, I'm not sure how many of you are here for the first time, and how many of you are loyal viewers of the stream. But the way this stream goes on is interactive, right? So if you have questions, whether they're career questions or whether they are, specific questions about React and about the project that I'm working on, then it's like completely fine to, ask those questions at any given point in time. If I cannot, right now, like answer, then, I'll ignore quote unquote a little bit, but then I'll always come back to it. So please go ahead and feel free to, be active here. It's not one of those I'm coding and you watching type of deal. This is why I don't have music on the stream as well. I mean, I hear music, but I don't play the music. So just putting it out there. And if you have questions, then let me know. So what next? If we look at our to-do, and I open source my to-do today, so we can do to-do here. And let's look at the to-do here. So we have this add login screen, and then we have the add queue manager section to the app. But before I do that, I'm actually blocked by something. I'm not sure if it's critical or not, but let's check something here. Let me log in here off the screen just 1 second. And then just 1 second. So when I sign in, what happens? Well, I get a wrong credentials. What? All right, so we're sorry, something went wrong. What's going on? Oh, what? All right, this is weird. I see okay. I think I know. But yeah, I think I know what's going on. Yeah, so here we have this lock options. and we have the avatar, and then we have the language, and then we have the scope. And I think what's going on wrong here is my port. So let's go to package.json. And I think this will be like, if this will be 8080, then it will work. I mean, I think. I'm not really sure. So let's check. All right, so let me refresh. All right, so still something is going on. I'm not actually sure what, but something. Because when I show the login, let me show you that. Let me pop that out just 1 second. So when I do the login here, then I see OK, right? And still I'm seeing like we're sorry, something went wrong when attempting to log in. So I'm not really sure what is the reason behind it. And the thing is that for some reason I also don't have access to Auth0 right now. So I'm pretty much blocked on this until I'm like they open the access for me. And as you can see, I just don't have access to Auth0 right now. Yeah, unfortunately, I need to pull the plug on that, or I can actually just like fake the ID token, which is an option. And then here and here, git diff, git add here, and git commit. Changing the port we are working with. Git push. Well, my push is not working for me for some reason. Git push origin. So ESLint RC here. We have this. All right. Add login screen. Yeah, I don't know if that's like GitHub acting out or my account acting out, but something is like not working here. Not working here. For some reason. I don't know what. I don't know why. But something is off the charts. All right. So yeah. So what should we do next? I definitely want the well, I definitely want to get the service rolling. To get the service rolling, I need to do a little bit of Python, but I'm not sure I want to continue with that right now. So I think I'm gonna call it a day today. Well, I'm gonna continue working, just not on stream. I'm gonna stay here for a little bit, for a couple minutes, so to open it up for questions. So if any of you have any questions, I would love to answer those. If not, then we'll call it a day, and I'll resume streaming at 8 p.m. PST today. I'm gonna work on React. I'm gonna work on the chat project, I'm not sure how many of you know that chat project, but yeah, I'm gonna continue working on that tonight at 8 p.m. PST. Have you heard of Mern? Yes, I did. I've heard of Mern. I've heard of Mean. I've heard of all of these. um, I don't think that's the future. I definitely don't think anything that has Mongo in it is the future. Um, I'm also not really sure like why is this called like the mean stack or the Mern stack, or you know what I mean, all these like such a is it true they made React to create a monopoly of devs run by Facebook? I don't know, but now React is MIT. So you know um, all of these arguments are completely out of the window. You know what I mean? Um, so whatever argument people had about like they created it just so they can sue people, I don't think it's relevant anymore. They open sourced it. I think the license there um, was tasteless, so to speak. But you know, now that it's open source, it's water under the bridge. The chat project, Neural Spaz. So the chat project is actually interesting. Um, Let me show you what the chat project is. So let's stop that here and let's go to Jumpy chat. And let me show you that. So let's do npm start here. And yeah, so this is the chat project. You're going to open it up here in the HTTP 3000. So this is the chat. And the chat here isn't completely working right now. It's just a design, but it's all React. And you'll see it's like yeah, and we built it. By the way, we built it on stream from scratch. And my face is doing it here. So right now this is all just the client side. And today we are gonna hook up the server side. And the server side is going to be Python, Golang, and Node. And yeah, this is like a result of 2.5 hours of streaming. This has been like 100% done on stream. So today we are going. Well, I don't know how much we're going to be able to do, but you know, the purpose of this, or the intention is to write the server side and be able to chat from this chat to Slack, and so on and so forth. So the way that the Node and the Python are going to work together, or the Node or the other thing are going to work together is actually pretty common in a microservice architecture. And I can definitely go ahead and explain that. All right, so we have our app over here, for example, right? So we have, this is the app, right? And this is the client side, right? So we'll call it the client side. And then the client side communicates with Node. So everything here in terms of, the sockets, and this like communicates back and forth with Slack, right? But then if you need the account application, then you have an application here with a database. And then this is going to be Python or Golang. And this is going to communicate back and forth with database, and then understand what the Node client needs, and then the Node client will communicate that to the client, right? So, where did this go? Sorry about that. So then, well, I don't need Python for the account, but Python is going to be the main server-side application, and Node is only going to communicate with. Well, I've done everything with every stack, man. the application is going to communicate with the node, and then here on the side we have Slack, because this app communicates with Slack, right? So Slack is going to communicate with this node, and then this node is going to communicate with this Python, and this was going to communicate with something else and something else, right? So yeah, so that's basically how this thing is going to work. Yeah, so I'm using Flask, and I'm actually using, if we go to github.com, globality corp, microcosm, just one second. So we have at Globality, which is the company that I work for, we have everything like Microcosm. So Microcosm is our internal microcosm. So Microcosm is our internal framework for applications, and then we have like DynamoDB and Event Source and Elasticsearch, and it's built on Flask, but it's built like on top. It's built on top of it, like a lot of like smart things that I really like. And the reason that I'm doing that is because the way the smartness or the intelligence of the application is going to live inside Python, or is going to live in Go, or is going to live in something that is, you know, here kind of a state machine or whatever, and then the node is actually going to be yeah. So this is the GitHub page for the company that I work for. So you guys can go ahead and look at it. And if you want to look at my GitHub page, then my GitHub page is here, and you can look at that as well. So again, just so we'll understand, the node is like a really thin wrapper that that kind of renders the communication, but everything that will render the chat session and the users and everything else is gonna be in Python. And how do we get paid? So we don't get paid to do open source, but we open source what we don't get paid for. You know what I mean? So Superman 1102378, thank you for the follow, friend. Much appreciated. I hope you enjoy the content, and I hope you stick around. So everything that is not core business, everything that is not proprietary technology, we open source, and you can look at it. And by the way, you saw that in real time from the comment. So I saw, you know, I edited a comment on the thing here, and you can see that one of the other developers is saying, are we planning to open source this? And then Jesse is the chief architect, and he says, hey, I'd like to, but cancel the requested private initially. Our other cookie cutters are public. And then I said, look, the cookie cutter is definitely going to be public. Why is this private now? What is the license? And so on and so forth. So you can see that in everything we do, we go open source, right? So even in our what is it? Codemaster Pro 1337. Thank you for the follow, man. Much appreciated. So what is it? Let me see here. Not. Come on. What was it with the Packer? So even like our internal application that built our Linux containers is open source. You know, so even you know, things that are more core to the business, but again, not core in terms of like what our clients pay us for, we open source. And I think a lot of companies now do that. So we are not unique in that way, but I still think it's really nice to work at a company that thinks about open source and lets you work on open source, and also you know, cares about it in a way that our open source project is kind of our face, you know. Codemaster Pro is asking, are you planning on any personal project that you plan on releasing? So I don't think you've watched the stream enough, but we basically worked on many open source projects that are personal projects. So we worked on a connected Come on, Pomodoro timer. Yeah, no worries, man, no worries. So we worked on a connected Pomodoro timer that has like a USB connected to it. We worked on a remote controlled car, like RC car from the chat, and you can actually look at that. It's on the desk there. There's a Raspberry Pi connected to like a remote control. And the chat played with a remote control right here in my own home office. We worked on many node projects. We worked on Gong, right? So github.com, Kenso dev, Gong. So Gong was worked on stream, which is a personal project that is taking, already 21 stars and 4 forks, so it's really, really nice. We worked on the micro auth proxy, which is also open source Golang, already had 10 stars, more complicated code and everything here. Again, everything was on the stream. Gong is a way to easily work with Jira. So instead of like going to the web application and doing like a bunch of stuff, then you can do everything from the command line. And micro authentication proxy is an like a transparent authentication proxy on top of client and server apps. So again, all of this, not only is it my personal project, which it is, or open source, which it also is, but it's something we worked on the stream together, and all the steps were kind of done here, and in full cooperation with my amazing community here. So I'm gonna link the Discord so people can join in the Discord even if the stream is offline. Someone is saying my audio is low, but I don't think my audio is low. I think AngularJS is dead. I mean, to me, AngularJS is not even an existing technology. You know what I mean? I don't. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm not participating in the fatigue of JavaScript. So I don't. To me, it's like I stopped listening to that part of the world. Just as much as I don't care about Android, I don't care about like Angular. I'm not saying React is better, but I'm saying I decided on React, and that's what I'm investing in. So yeah, I think React is the best. All right, guys. So thank you so much for being here. I do hope to see more of the new people around again. Don't forget, we're streaming again at 8 p.m. PST. We're gonna work on the chat application. Cookie, no, I haven't thought about it because I don't have a lot of experience with Elixir and Erlang. I might do it as kind of a hobby thing, but this is a product that I'm going to be releasing, so I'm not gonna mess around with it too much because this is well, I don't want to say too much, but this is a product that's going to be released. What about Vue? So I think Vue is great, but I think Vue will suffer from what a lot of frameworks suffered from, which is lack of money and lack of support. All right, people. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you again at 8 p.m. today. And I do hope to see a lot of the people around again. Yeah, I know Discord is Elixir. I know it's definitely on my radar, but I only have 2 hands and 1 brain. All right, people. So thank you so much. All of you guys that are new here, welcome. So good to see you here and active. Make sure again you check out the GitHub, check out the Discord, check out the YouTube, and I hope to see you again. I hope to see you again. I do it for you more than I do it for me. All right, people. Peace.